Three Grots in a Vox is intended for a mature audience. This means there will be crude language and discussions of adult themes, especially if we're talking about tactical marines or Gabriel's Seth. Viewer discretion is not only advised but encouraged. All opinions are our own and often given for humorous purposes. Any advice is given largely for entertainment purposes and would probably be ignored. But if you do learn something useful, count it as a win.
Greetings, Grots! Welcome to a preview video of Star Wars Shatterpoint. If you don't know what the fuck Star Wars Shatterpoint is,
as an introduction goes, John. Jesus Christ, you didn't give me a heart attack. It happens
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and I'm actually super excited about this. I am so excited, Tony, that I think I may have put a picture on almost every slide after you flaming me for not putting pictures in. And I actually took that logo from their website. I had to recolor it and everything, so it fit
all right.
theme.
So this isn't as big a thing as you're making it out to be, because the game's not out yet, so you got no numbers to do math hammer with.
No, but I mean, I can look at cool miniatures and I can do research, and I have done both. So,
okay, all right.
Wicked. Tell us all about it, because I genuinely I was quite interested in Legion. I just haven't, because modern Star Wars is shit.
Okay.
So this might be good. This could be good.
So, can we jump forward one slide? From my understanding and from all the screenshots that I've seen, or screenshots, I guess, pictures of the miniatures, it's basically the Clone Wars setting, right? Like, I haven't seen anything from episode 4, 5, and 6, or 7, 8, and 9. I've only seen episode 1, 2, and 3 content. So you've got Maul, you've got Ventress, you've got the
Obi-Wan,
the Mandalorians, the Clone Troopers,
Bo-Katan, all that.
Ahsoka, yeah. So it looks like if we rewind to Star Wars Legion, where they started Star Wars Legion with, and correct me if I'm wrong here, they started it with Empire versus Rebels. There was no other factions. And like a year, 18 months down the line, they did a second starter box set, which was now like the Clone Wars. I think it was the droids against the clones, right? Mm-hmm. That came out like 18 months. So I guess this is the opposite. They've started with the droids and the clones, and everything that's encompassed in episode 1, 2, and 3. So I guess, like, when you say modern Star Wars is shit, are you counting Clone Wars / episode 1, 2, and 3? Because I wouldn't say that's modern Star Wars.
No, I wouldn't count that as modern Star Wars.
Yeah.
That was being made when I was a kid, which makes me
it was pretty pre-Disney Star Wars.
Pre-Disney Star Wars.
Yeah,
and I don't mind pre-Disney Star Wars. I'm just still bitter about the extended universe. But there's something I need to ask. Is this more like a cartoony game then, rather than a realistic kind of game? So I'm just looking at that and thinking, well, that's a cartoon. That's cel shaded.
Yeah, I mean, the box looks cel shaded. The miniatures look realistic.
It looks like a kid's game, doesn't it?
I think that's just the artwork style.
I was going to say the next slide, I think, is the one where bollocks,
you have
wrong
some
order.
text.
But what I was going to say is these are the guys that made Marvel Crisis Protocol. And I did some digging into the base sizes, because we're going to see in one of the slides. Go and flip forward one, we might go back. Yes, this slide. So you can see here on the left, this is your Shatterpoint base size, and on the right here is your Star Wars Legion base size. So Legion is much more like...
Well, Legion is the same sort of... It's a scale, isn't it?
Yeah, it's armies rather than kill teams.
Legion's the same scale as 40k sort
Guardsmen or something.
Yeah.
No, it's 40k is a 28mm game. 38mm is a unique one. I can't think of any games. There's a few 52mm games.
Well,
52mm, because of course Inquisitor was 50 odd, but 38mm means that they're going to be bigger than. It's a slightly bigger scale than
a Primaris Marine.
Yes, it's like a third bigger than. I'm talking scale rather than model on this one, than 40k's scale.
I was going to say,
Primaris Marine is not 28mm, but he's in 28mm scale.
Yeah. So these guys are a bit bigger, and when I did some digging, I figured out that these guys are in the same base size as Marvel Crisis Protocol, because Kev plays that, and they're 38. And I've seen Marvel Crisis Protocol before on their website and stuff, and I guess it's much more like you control Iron Man, or you control a little squad of Avengers, and you fight villains. So, I jumped back a slide to all the text, and I guess if anyone wants to read the text, they can. But I was going to say, so it's basically, they say that players build a strike team composed of iconic Star Wars characters and pit them against each other. So I think your command team is like 5 to 8 models, maybe. Like, right. I think this is a perfect game for me because I can actually paint like a character and 7 models and be ready in like not 6 months. So I might actually may actually be able to play this. They also said that they're trying to produce like iconic animated lineups of the 80s and 90s. So I think that probably means that the original content will come later. And these guys are obviously fans of Star Wars. They've supported Legion pretty well. Mm-hmm. The comment that I've heard is like Legion's going to be dead is the negative comment that people have said about this. But like,
so is this the same company that makes Legion then?
It is, yes. But I mean, like, Kill Team hasn't killed 40k, right? So like, is it
vice
not?
Versa.
Not at all.
There's no way they'll just appeal to people who play different styles of games.
It's a different scale, isn't it? I'm actually more excited now seeing that scale because 38mm sounds like a really fun scale to have some, to enjoy painting.
Yeah. That's slightly more area to work with and a little bit more detail to have a look at.
So that sounds quite nice. I like the sound of
I'll
that.
buy some models for this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like the starter. If the Legion starter set is anything to go by, your starter set will include probably like. Well, I think go to like slide 5.
Or 4. Oh no, 5.
I think this is one of your starter sets. I don't exactly know the box contents. They didn't put that anywhere in as many details, but
the job they've done on that little holographic city on the tactical general droid on the far left there is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? So you've got 3 battle droids on a single tile, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
On a single base, and then I guess you've got the Sith in the middle, and a couple of your clone troopers, or sorry, the Mandalorians. They look a bit like clones, don't they?
God, Maul's pose there looks a bit. He's very. What's the word I'm looking
I am a man. That's what screams to me. It's like I need to get a breeze.
I think some of this poses are very similar to Legion as well.
I've got some problems. Chafing's an issue with all this sand.
Oh god! But he's got the robot legs there, so
okay. I thought he turned into a spider monster in. I thought
he did at one point.
He did start off as a spider monster, and then he became a crime boss. At which point, you could afford a decent pair of legs.
Okay, next slide. What else have we got? So this was their blurb from their press release. So customize, create a Star Wars squad that's truly unique. Obviously, there's going to be strategy, and they talk about some of the characters that you can get in there, like Tano, Bo-Katan, Lord Maul. I guess that clarifies the version of Maul that we're getting. It's like when he's been redeemed, or redeemed from going insane. And then battles in Shatterpoint, players use their character special abilities and diverse combat skills. So I think it'll be card-based. You know how Legion's quite card-based? Yeah.
Less excited now. Models look cool though, so I'll still enjoy painting them.
But I mean, the cards in Legion are just basically they put all the war gear. Like if you have a blaster and you paid 5 points for it, it's on a card that just says there's a blast rifle, roll 1 damage, and you just put it with a squad.
Like data sheet kind of card.
Oh, okay. So I've got in my head suddenly.
We're not talking like CCG dice rolling.
Scrolling random. I've just pulled 3 blasters in a row from my deck.
They basically give you war gear cards for each model, and their like data sheet is on a war gear card. There's no codex, for example. So if you know these are your 3 guys, you would just bring the cards for those 3 guys and their war gear with them. Like you don't need to bring the whole book. And then sometimes you could tap like an ability, like if Maul has a grenade, for example, it would be like a tappable. So like you tap it when he throws the grenade. Maybe it's on cooldown for a turn or something, just so you can keep track of stuff like that.
So it's a bit
sorry, I don't understand what tappable means. Sorry, John.
So in Magic the Gathering, you've got your card on the table, and you tap it to do this ability, and at the start of the next turn, it untaps, ready to be used again.
Okay.
In the same
now
turn.
I understand, because that's what you used to do with your lands and shit like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Tapping.
I haven't played Magic the Gathering since I was about 14.
Yeah, I think it's just so you couldn't use the same ability multiple times, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was
because I had in my head you were like sitting there like tap tap tap. Tap, tap.
Some people do. Another term is exhaust, which does similar sorts of thing. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And then I think I've got 2 more slides. One is going to be a picture of the rebel or the clones, I guess.
I like that Anakin model. I think he looks good. Although again, he's suffering from chafing issues.
They've done those lightsabers nicely. I wonder if
They
they've
look
done
really
them in the same sort of effect where they only work if you look at them from one angle.
I'm looking at them, and the way that that's interacting with the background, that someone's done a bit of photoshopping there to make it a bit more glowy.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Because they've made it so it looks like it's like OSL effects by putting a bit of Photoshop over the top. Because if you look at the way that that's interacting with the edge of that spaceship, that's...
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
That's which is sad, actually.
It's like it's been
I think
Vaseline around the edges or something. I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a bit sad, really, because there could have just been a fantastic paint job. And I think it is probably a fantastic paint job. And they've taken away from that by doing a bit of ham-fisted photoshopping.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they also it'll sell it to a lot of people, I guess. So I assume that these are the two armies that they showed, on their press release.
No, I don't like it anymore. Ahsoka, when she was doing that, she was fighting with two lightsabers. Her lightsabers were green, not blue.
I was going to say different colours. And then later she had white lightsabers, didn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the point is that I think these are... I imagine 80% of these two screenshots is what you get in the box.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that.
So you probably get like 15 models in the box. It's probably going to be about $50. It's probably going to let you play your first couple of games.
Well, in Marvel Crisis Protocol, one single new hero box in which you get one or two models is like 30 quid.
Okay.
Retail.
Well, they are a bit bigger. So I guess...
Maybe.
I'm with Tony, though. I think it would be much nicer to paint them slightly bigger.
I'm looking forward to just painting a couple of the cool characters. I don't know how excited about the game I am. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I liked it, but I never liked the Disney shit. But I really like the way that those jump packs are modelled.
Yeah, they're cool,
fantastically cool. That's really, they look like a lot of fun to do. And I don't mind the prequel trilogy. So
you need to watch The Mandalorian. You really need to watch The Mandalorian.
I should probably get Disney Plus first.
You finally had Disney Plus. You lied. You said you had it.
From all the things you said,
I thought I had it.
From all the things you said with being angry with Disney Star Wars and ruining the lack of expanded universe stuff going away, you truly need to watch The Mandalorian.
I don't like what they did to Wedge Antilles because they're
watch The Mandalorian. Trust me.
No, I thought I'd got it because I thought we got it free with a phone, but it turned out that we didn't get it free with a phone.
All right, what slides we got left?
We got two left.
Two more.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
So more different Jedis from the Clone Wars era in the top left, and some alternative posts from Troopers. I just found this on
Troopers. That's from Rebels.
Yeah, sorry, from their Facebook group, because they've got a Facebook group now up for the game, like official group, so I guess people are like posting everything. Okay. And then I thought, what would you like to see the most in Shatterpoint? I loved the actual Rebels show, and I know that they did put those Rebel models, some of them, into Legion, and some of them into Imperial Assault.
They put all of them into Imperial Assault. I ordered a few more over Black Friday.
It could be a lot of fun to paint the Rebels in this new 38 millimeter style.
Especially with the rumours that most of the Rebels crew, if not all of them, obviously, spoiler alert, coming back in Ahsoka and Mandalorian Season 3. That'll be interesting. So yeah, where do you think they go from here? Is there any characters from... I mean, there's no Dooku. There was a Dooku. I think I saw a Dooku. If they don't do the Bad Batch, I'd be shocked, because they're eschewing fit in for this.
And there was a Dooku and two Magna Guards.
And a Grievous.
General Grievous, yeah. He's wicked.
So we probably means that we probably get Jango Fett. Yeah. We probably get like
some Yoda, Mace Windu. Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
I'll tell you what I'm most excited about is that I love those battle droids. They look wicked.
Yeah, they do look wicked.
They look wicked. I really like them.
Some Gungan cavalry, you know.
Well, I don't know about that. You've taken that too far.
Not too far now, Mark.
All right, last slide. What we got?
Fair enough.
Oh, and a sneak peek if you want to click on it.
They won't be able to click on it.
No,
how can they click on a link in a video, John?
I will put it in the video description. Come on.
Or do one of those special
Don't-
little
don't-
pop-up things on the screen
Put
whereby you
pop-ups,
can
it'll
actually
pop up
click
at
on
the
it,
top or something like that.
Yeah.
Because don't click on the link on the screen because it won't fucking work.
and it'll just pause the video.
Well, I mean, I tried. Come on. There's a lot of pictures in this week's episode from me.
And you're high as fuck right now, so it's fine.
Not when he made this, he wasn't.
No, I was
He did this before he got her.
broken arm. Yes.
Okay, all right. This is pre-drugged up craziness. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers, John.
What do you
I'll
think?
look forward to that.
Novels.
So my questions are, because I've not looked into this in depth, I just saw them and was interested. Do we have any hint of a release date?
Yes, June next year. So summer
Okay.
next year.
Cool.
Oh, well then.
There's nothing else on their Facebook group. Like, I trawled through and grabbed every picture of models, and there's no other text. There's no rules. This is everything I could find within
Because they're
the official
licensing it,
group.
they'll be under massive restrictions on what
Yeah.
they can and can't share. So that makes perfect sense.
So
There'll be,
this is-
like, you
this
can
is-
show this character, you can't show this character, and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. So this is everything that I could find on it at the moment.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. I look forward to
I
this.
think I'm going to be more excited when we get to New Hope era.
Yeah.
Like painting a really nice 38mm scale Darth Vader. I think
Cassian
I'd be
Andor
cool
is
with that.
technically concurrent with the Rebels timeline.
I don't know who the fuck Cassian Andor is.
You're living under a rock, Tony.
Have you not watched Rogue One?
I've seen Rogue One, yeah.
He's the guy in Rogue One.
Did he die in Rogue One?
He
Yes.
did, yes.
I can remember them all dying. Rogue One is genuinely the only one of the Disney films that I've enjoyed.
It was the best of the Disney ones, yes.
And there's a TV series that have just finished season 1 out of 2 of called Andor, which is the story of Cassian Andor before he goes into Rogue One. It sheds a whole load more interesting light and involvement and engagement on what goes on in Rogue One. It's well worth it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's one of the best ones
It's
they've
very
done.
slow start.
Yeah.
It's
Now I
really
realise that feeds
slow
into
start.
the only film that I enjoyed of that thing. I'm a little bit more excited about it.
Yeah, it's great. It's got a 3-episode heist arc. It's got like a 2 or 3 episode prison escape arc. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it was really good. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it.
Sounds a bit more grounded, and it also sounds like
it absolutely
it's a little bit.
It's thoroughly
The
grounded.
thing I
There's
didn't like about the
none of this
new one
force
was that
bollocks in Andor.
too much force bollocks was in the prequel trilogy
I
because
do
George
like
Lucas
force
got a bit too excited about himself, and I didn't like the way. The big thing for me with the new ones is that I just don't think they treated the old characters with any respect, and that upset me a little bit.
Just ignore 7, 8, 9. Pretend they don't exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to enjoy Star Wars these days.
Although I did like 8, and that we can save for another discussion at another
I was
time.
going to say, I think that the
That'd be a
reason
lengthy
that,
episode.
you know,
Isn't that the one where Luke Skywalker becomes a magical space ghost thing, and then
Yes.
someone uses a teleporting, going to lightspeed ship to blow up an entire fleet?
Yes.
I think the fact that nothing that they're doing now on Disney Plus is in any way related to 7, 8, 9 is quite telling.
Agreed.
Quite possibly. Even Mark Hamill thought they were shit. Right. I think on that note, we should probably call it a day, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Before this
Well,
becomes a much longer Star Wars episode.
Tony, even Mark Hamill said that they were shit. That's what we'll title this video.
No,
Not
don't.
these. These might be great. We don't know.
Don't.
They look nice.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're
Been a
excited about
pleasure as always.
Shatterpoint.
Cheers, John. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Peace.